Hey guys, Tim here, back from the dead with a video that even I don't care about. So, yeah, today we have my manga pickups in one anime from January 2015. This is basically going to cover everything that I've gotten since my manga collection video, which I did sometime earlier this month. Don't really care, to be honest. But yeah, before that point, I had like around 50 volumes. I had like a 44, 45 volume manga haul, and all of those volumes was in the manga collection video, so that's why I'm not showing them off now. But I have a semi-decent stack here, so let's go through it. Starting off with the first thing, and probably least important, and that is Naruto Road to Ninja, the movie. Yeah, I've had it for about 2 weeks and haven't even opened it. Probably gonna stay that way for months on end. Next up, a series that I've been trying to buy and catch back up on. Not even sure why I'm trying to catch back up on it, because Viz is probably going to cancel it in America, just like they do with various other series, and this is one of their series that is not doing so well. In fact, we are very far behind Japan. Nope, no surprise there. Anyway, that series is Hayate the Combat Butler. I had 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, I think, I don't know. Anyway, now I have 1 through 11. We have Volume 4, which is really weird. It doesn't have like a glossy cover despite the fact that it's like a first print, so it's really weird. Viz went down in quality, no surprise there. It's like, if it's not a big name series that sells a lot, they don't even care to put glossy covers on some of their manga volumes. So it's definitely not constant quality from series to series with Viz Media. Here we have number 5, which is actually a newer print, and it does have the glossy cover. It says Shonen Sunday instead of the Viz Media logo like the rest of them, so that's a clear indicator that it's a newer print. Number 6, I've only read volume 1 of this series actually, but I really like it. It's one of the first manga series I got into like around 4 years ago. And I'm really wanting to catch up on it. Volume 25 either just came out or will be coming out soon, and I'm trying to catch up and buy up to that and then read it all the way through and then wait for probably another 5 years if it doesn't get canceled for us to get more volumes out. Volume 9, Volume 10, Volume 11. Really like this Volume 11. It has some cute girls on it, and I really like the green color. It looks really cool. Next up, some random manga volumes that I picked up. It's 2 series I haven't even read yet, but for some reason I'm still buying manga volumes too. Nisekoi Volume 4, Volume 5. As I said, I haven't read it, don't know much about it, can't really say anything about it because I haven't read it, but I will be reading it sometime within the next 3 years probably. Tri-Ejex Volume 6 and Volume 7. Haven't read this series, though I'm probably going to start reading it soon-ish, maybe within the next 3 months. That way I can read Volume 8 because it just came out. I was going to buy all the way up to Volume 8, but I decided to get Nisekoi instead. But yeah, let me touch on that topic a little bit. Basically, I'm stopping supporting the American manga industry market. What I mean by that is there are certain series that I'm going to keep collecting, like the series that I've started in English, I'm going to continue collecting in English. That way I don't have to rebuy them in Japanese. Like Nisekoi, Bleach, One Piece and stuff. That stuff I'm not going to rebuy in Japanese because there's really not a point in doing so whenever I can just buy the English release. But newer series that are coming out, I can't think of any off the top of my head, but I'm not going to be buying them because the way I see it, English manga is quite poor quality compared to the Japanese releases. If you follow me on Facebook, which you probably don't, I recently made a post about how I went and saw a comic got killed because I was going to buy the manga, and I noticed how terrible the Yen Press release of that series was. So now I'm just going to buy that series in Japan, and that was kind of the final straw in me supporting the American market. It's just, they're putting out poor quality products, they're not bringing over series I really want to see. Basically, if it's not fighting and shonen, it's not coming out here. Of course, you have Vertical releasing some obscure series, but even those obscure series are not series I really want to read. But yeah, I'm pretty much done with the American market, so I'm just going to start buying a lot more Japanese manga because that's what I enjoy now. There's also going to be some American releases I might start buying and might collect as well, and that's going to be like the Tezuka stuff. I'm going to get the Urasawa's, Naoki Urasawa. I'm going to buy his stuff and all that. Yeah, those series I'm going to buy, but I'm talking more mainstream, like In-Press's newer releases, Kodansha Comics' newer releases, Viz Media's newer releases. Pretty much done with the American market in those fronts. But as far as the classics and the big name mangaka, whenever their series come out, especially Tezuka, because it might be difficult to get his Japanese volume releases, so I'm just going to buy the English ones when they're available, and I might get the Japanese volumes if they don't ever come out here. But a lot of Tezuka's stuff is coming over, and luckily a lot of his series are shorter series, so they are able to come over. So yeah, I'm going to start buying those. Anyway, I'm rambling on way too long. Next up, love comedy, because I have been super into love comedies lately. This has so far been the year of love comedies for me. I've just been reading one after another, catching up to date with Japan and reading and reading and reading. But I figured I'd go back and start with kind of the series that pioneered love comedies in Japan and made them more mainstream and popularized them, and that's Masakazu Katsura's earlier works like Video Girl AI and Aisu, which I have all but one volume of Aisu, but I really wanted to get rid of Girl AI because it's not censored in America, whereas Aisu is, and yeah, basically. Volume 1, Volume 2, and Volume 3. 3 volumes, it's a 15-volume series. I'm probably going to try to buy up the rest while Barnes & Noble is still having the buy 2 get 1 free sale on Viz Media titles. Next up is a series I absolutely adore that kind of ended on a bad note in Japan. I'm not really sure if it got cancelled, but I really don't think it got cancelled. I think it was selling relatively well. I don't think the sales would have dropped so much so that they would have cancelled it without a proper ending. And the ending was super rushed. The final arc in what I'm talking about is Shijo Saikyo no Deshi Kenichi, his strongest disciple Kenichi. The ending was pretty much, I used to read it week to week, and then just out of nowhere, it's like ending that chapter, and I'm like, what do I do? Like, I think he just gave up on it. You could tell Sion Matsuena's work, like, he has really good art. He has, well, that's debatable depending on whose standpoint, but I really like his art. I think he has great art. But you can tell in like the more recent arcs and from chapter to chapter where he's enjoying and where he isn't. I think he's really just gotten bored of Kenichi. I think he was just ready for it to end. I think it still had tons of story. There's still, like, Kenichi could have went on for probably 70, 80 volumes. 70 to 80 volumes instead of ending at 60. It could have lasted a long time. But I think Matsuena was just thinking he doesn't want to drag it out too long, Naruto. He doesn't want to elaborate on every little thing and close everything. He wants to leave you wanting more instead of everything. Anyway, I didn't really like the ending. I liked the ending up until the final few pages, but I'm just glad it didn't show Kenichi as an adult and Miyu as an adult with their kid. Like, you've seen the picture of the kid in the background and that was cool and all, but it also left on, I don't know, he might continue it later. It kind of leads to, if he feels the need, he might go back and redo some story or do some side stories on the side. But yeah, anyway, I'm rambling on again. Anyway, Kenichi, 45, 46. Shio Sasaki, really good backstory on him that happened really late in the series. Volume 47 with them as kids, well, teenagers, whatever. 48, whenever Miyu gets brainwashed and kidnapped, and that was a pretty good arc. 49, kind of the conclusion to that arc. Volume 50. Really cool cover on this one with Kenichi acting all awesome, because Kenichi is awesome. Anyway, I'm 9 volumes behind. I have volume 53. It's a random volume I picked up a while back. So yeah, I'm going to be buying up the rest of this soon, and I will have all of Kenichi, and I will feel great about that. Okay, this next series is a series, oh man, I just fell in love with the concept of it. I I couldn't find scans anywhere of it, and then I bought this volume, and then the first 3 chapters of scans got uploaded onto the internet. So that kind of sucked. But anyway, it's not translated yet or anything, and it's Don't Meddle in My Daughter by Nozomu Tamaki, I think is his name. Tamaki Nozomu. Yeah, got that right. Awesome. Anyway, it's about a former superhero that comes out of retirement because her daughter becomes a superhero, and it's really cool and really explicit, and his art is very, very much so better than Dancing the Vampire Bud, because never read Dancing the Vampire Bud, but I did buy the first volume, and I'm going to buy up the rest of them, but I just didn't really like his art in it, and the fact that it's vampires, and vampires are way overdone in manga. But anyway, this is cool. I haven't read it yet. I did look through it. I am going to read it. I'm not going to translate it on to the internet, but I am going to read it. I'm really happy to have that. This next series is one of those love comedies I was talking about that I got into, and this one is Sexy Stupid Water Polo Comedy, and if that's not a hint enough, it's Hansu X Tarasu or Hansu X Trash or whatever. It's about girls water polo. It's about a water polo club and tons of, well, I wouldn't say tons, because like through this whole volume there's not much fan service or ecchi or anything itchy, whatever. There's not much in that volume. 6 volumes are out in Japan. I got the first 4. I'm gonna buy up the next 2, probably not with my next Japanese order, but maybe the one after that. But anyway, this is really cool. It's a series. I've read all of the scans up to date, except the scans jump from like 45 all the way up to 74, so there's a huge jump in that time frame right there. So, and no one's translated the other chapters that I've been able to find, so I'm just gonna buy volumes 5 and 6 and read it myself. Here's my rule of thumb. If there's scans, I normally read them because it's easier and faster for me to read in English. But if there's not scans, I will take my time sometimes and read it in Japanese. Anyway, it's a really cool series, not extremely mature or seinen or anything. It's not boobs on every page or fan service on every page. But it does have its decent amount of fan service. It's not a great love comedy, but it's decent. It's pretty good, but it's not an instant classic. I don't think it's going to go down in history as setting the bar and changing the way love comedies are drawn or inspiring a lot of people. It's just your typical good love comedy. Next up is Ooki Ononoko wa Daisuki desu ka? And that, in case you don't know what that translates to, that is, do you like big girls? It's about a girls' volleyball team. This is actually the reason I got this order from Japan, because this is, I randomly started reading this online. I read the first 12 chapters, and that's all that's out right now. Only the first volume is out in Japan, so it's really new in Japan. I hope it goes on for quite a while, actually. At least 10, 15 volumes. I'm really digging the series. But anyway, this is the series that really got me into reading love comedies as much as I've been reading them. I've been reading them pretty much every day. I'm up to date on Hansu X Tarasu. I'm up to date on Hachiichi. I've read all of Nozoki-ana. I'm reading Nozomi X Kimio. I'm reading a lot of love comedies. But this is pretty much the one that drew me in and got me onto the whole, I just love love comedies. Anyway, this one is kind of a harem love comedy series. I don't normally promote going and reading scans because most people don't buy the Japanese releases like I do, so I don't like to promote scans unless you do that. But go and read this. It's good. You'll have to trust me on this one. This is a very, very good manga. Very, very good. Very ecchi. Don't read it if you're under like 16, 17 years old. Basically, if you're 13 years old and watching this, you're probably not going to want to read this. But if you're older than that, if you're in your older teens, adult, whatever, you should probably go and read this. It's very good. Not sure, but probably by the end of this book, he's already had sex with the entire volleyball team, except for his sister. Though they do make out. It's a really good series. Next up is one you're not going to find scans of anywhere, and it's just a random ad I had in my order because I did research. I research manga a lot more than what most people do, a lot more than what pretty much anyone does. I don't just read manga. I research tons of series, manga, everything. I research all the damn time. But anyway, this series is about a karate chick turned Reverie model turned AV actor. Let that set in. Martial artist, Reverie actor, AV actress. It's a good series. Just from that description, you can tell it's going to be a good series. Anyway, the name of the series is Keishi Kyo, Bijin Choku or something. I don't really know. It's got fucking kanji in it. Anyway, you can look at the cover. I forgot the name of the manga, but he's worked with Go Nagai, and Go Nagai has been around since like the 70s drawing manga. Anyway, you can tell it's going to be a good series. I haven't read it. Plan to read it. There's no scans up on it, so no one's able to translate it yet. But I have it. I'm happy to have it. Well, there you have it. That's most of the manga I got since my manga collection video. That's all of the manga I've got since my manga collection video. Next month might be more, might be less. Hell if I know. Anyway, the video's over, so go and do whatever.